Alright guys, it's time for, hang on, it's quite a long name, Puzzle and Dragons Z plus Puzzles and Dragons Super Mario Brothers Edition.
Nicely done, Bajo. Let's roll the montage so you can get your breath back. The Puzzle and Dragons series is one we've been waiting a long time for in Australia. It's been one of the most popular free-to-play games on smartphones and tablets in other parts of the world like Japan, America and Europe for a few years now. And now we can finally play it here thanks to this 3DS version.
Oh, affirmative. Better late than never, Hex. Oh, and the good news is that we get two versions of its puzzle matching mayhem on the same cartridge. Firstly, there's Puzzle and Dragons Z, which casts the player as a young dragon trainer learning how to fight monsters with his team of dragons.
Yeah, and that version reminded me a bit of Pokemon. Then there's the Super Mario Brothers version, which uses the same gameplay, but wraps it up in a much simpler story of Bowser kidnapping Princess Peach. Never heard that one before.
Classic Bowser. Alright, well let's explain how it works. On the bottom screen of your 3DS, you'll be matching colours of 3 or more in a line. The more you can match and combo together, the more damage your team will dish out.
It may look simple, but there is so much strategy to it.
Oh, affirmative. The basic concept is to connect the opposite element to the enemies you're fighting. For example, enemies with the green wood element are especially vulnerable to fire, so the more flame flowers you can connect against them, the better. And on top of that, your damage will be multiplied by each team member who has the same element you're connecting. So you'll want to pre-select your team with the right elements before each level.
If this sounds complicated, it's because it is. Guys, at first I thought I could play this like a normal puzzle game and just rely on reflexes alone. But simply connecting 3 won't get you anywhere unless you've planned it out well.
Yeah, even after playing for a few days now, I feel like I've got a long way to go to master it. But it's really rewarding to set up a board and then unleash a huge combo.
I can see why this take on the match 3 formula has been so popular in other countries. It's a whole other layer of strategy. Out of the two versions, I prefer the Super Mario Brothers edition because it gets straight to the action compared to the more RPG style leveling of Puzzles and Dragons Z.
Really? I'll stick to the classic Puzzle and Dragons thanks. I mean, who doesn't want to train dragons? Plus, the world's being pulled apart into giant jigsaw pieces. I mean, that was just more interesting to me.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that before, but whichever version you choose, you're in for some superb puzzling. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, there is no denying that this is a very well-designed game, but I was also a little bit disappointed that this version wasn't more substantial. I mean, it is essentially a smartphone game on the 3DS, so I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars.
And now it's time for a field story with Goose.
Roll the tape, Carrie.
Oh,